I see guys performing better already. One more time. Girls. For those who didn't raise up your hand, I'm just wondering, what gender are you? Right. One last round. Guys. See? Girls is always faster. I have to give a round of applause to the girls first. Right. So that's all for the games. Basically, just to get everyone awake. I'm not going to talk a lot about technical information about SEGI, course information. So I don't want to bore you guys with that. All right. But I really want you all to know that how SEGI become what SEGI is today. Because personally, I myself, I'm a SEGI student. I studied in SEGI since foundation, and I completed my bachelor's degree here, and I started working for SEGI since I'm 19. And I'm not going to disclose my age right now, right? It's at least 11 years I'm in SEGI. So, let the slide load. Okay, so you guys are in our flagship campus, all right, which is the SEGI University Kota Damansara. But just for your information, SEGI is actually one of the largest private institutions based in Malaysia, which we have at least 5 campuses, 6 campuses, I would say, all right, scattered around Malaysia, and we have 2, I would say, academic centers located in our West Malaysia and also in our southern part of, in our southern part of our Malaysia. All right, so basically the one that you are in right now is SEGI University Kota Damansara. We have another SEGI College Damansara, which is just across the street, right? Maybe 5 minutes away. And we call it SEGI Tower. And that is also the SEGI residence that we have built on our own, right? And then we have this SEGI College Kuala Lumpur, right? Based in the Golden Triangle of City Centre. And that is where perhaps you guys would know where Pavilion, Times Square is, right? And we are located there. And also we have this SEGI College Subang Jaya, located in Summit. Maybe the location might sound foreign to you all, but actually quite near to each other, which is within Klang Valley. And also we have SEGI College Penang, right? The one actually near Tourism Island. And we have one in SEGI College Sarawak. So question here, who knows where Sarawak is? Where's Sarawak? Which is the nearest country to Sarawak? Huh? Brunei, I heard Brunei, and then some more? Is Indonesia near Sarawak? Yes or no? Yes. And we have a clinical campus for our medical students in Ibu, and we have a regional center in Johor Bahru, all right? So that is where our premises are within Malaysia. Right. So what's so great about SEGI? Previous slide. Too fast. So SEGI has been around for more than 4 decades, and in actual fact, this is our 45 years of cultivating excellent students. And we also have, like I said, 5 campuses scattered across Malaysia. And SEGI is also unique in the point where we are one of the very little institutions that can allow students to gain foreign degree, which means that not only getting SEGI qualifications, but also getting qualifications from our academic partners or institution partners. For example, like I mentioned to you just now, I myself was a foundation student in SEGI, and I completed my degree in under University of Greenwich, which is from UK. But ironically, I have never stepped into London before. I have never flew to London before, put it that way, right? But I do have a degree from UK thanks to the unique arrangement from SEGI. And this is also what all the international students, the Malaysian students, are enjoying right now, where they are pursuing a top-notch degree qualification, but without having the need to burn their pockets, right, by flying all the way over there. And we are also one of the institutions that work with at least 600 corporate partners, all right, in cultivating, providing bulletproof program in your module bringing the industry into your classroom. Right? And guess how many students we have so far? Actually, the answer is that I just purposely want to ask. How many students we have? Huh? 20K. 20K stands for? Yeah, actually I'm lazy. I put 20K there. She is supposed to be 20,000. But I just make it shorter. Yes, we have a population of 20,000 students up to date. And we have students coming from various countries. For example, we have students coming from the Middle East, Central Asia, China, Indonesia, Southeast Asia itself. We also have students coming from Brunei, Thailand, and you would be surprised that we have students coming from British as well. All right, actually pursuing the degree program with us, and students from Australia as well, right? And for the past more than 4 decades, SEGI has actually successfully, I would say, nurtured hundreds over thousands of quality graduates. I'm one of it. Yes. Applause, please. All right. Thanks for that. All right. And the extensive reach of SEGI has already gone up to 90 over countries, which is the one that I mentioned to you just now. The one that I mentioned is based on the continent. If you break down from the continents, we have at least 90 countries students coming to Malaysia and be in SEGI. All right. So what is our vision? Our vision is very simple. SEGI will place quality education within the reach of willing minds and natural talents. If I were to go into how SEGI started those days, you'll be surprised at why are we here today. So one of the reasons why SEGI is providing quality education at the reach means that when we first started SEGI, we actually catered SEGI as a second opportunity to students who are less fortunate to pursue their education. That's how we started. You know, those days, not everyone can go to university, not everyone can actually further their studies. But SEGI are actually providing a second opportunity, especially to those who are already in the workforce, to gain qualification to upskill themselves. And from there onwards, this is what we have been holding on dearly to, where we wanted to make education, first of all, reachable, relevant, and definitely we will put it in a way that affordable. Right. The mission is to be the premier regional higher education provider, which we are right now, being one of the largest private institutions in Malaysia. All right. And also based on the program accessibility terms, where we have over 190 programs catered to all students around the globe. So, on top of that, being SEGI as an educational provider, we are also one of the public listed company, right? Do you know what is public listed? Anyone felt foreign with this? In terms of public listed, this means that it's actually part of our organization are publicly owned as well. We are listed in the share markets, and basically the owners of SEGI doesn't only belong to the founder himself, but also belongs to the public, everyone. That is the reason why that we are one of the institutions that has the most public interest concerns and being extremely relevant to the industry. Of course, these are some of the statistics where if you invest in SEGI, that's what our payout has been for the past few years if you are one of our investors. Right. So these are some roadmaps just to highlight again how we evolved from where we started until who we are today. So we have started since 1977 under the name of Systematic College in Kuala Lumpur, the one that I mentioned near to Pavilion, Times Square. That is the first campus that we started with. A humble beginning actually go up to 1995, where we first listed in the Security Commissions, where this is the time we go public listed, right? Where we offer shares to the public and for them to be part of our organizations. And in 2001, we have merged with at least 14 over institutions across Malaysia to be one of who we are today. Actually, the terms for SEGI is referring to Systematic Education Group International. The name itself doesn't carry a meaning, but when you expand it, we are known as Systematic Education Group International. One of the reasons being because when in our expansion process, we have acquired relevant institutions, being big or small, to be part of our group and form who we are today. And also in 2007, we have the 150 million UC being established. This is where you are stepping on right now, which is this campus, established in 2007. And also, if you see along the line, there are some of the rewards that we have garnered throughout our process. For your information, SEGI, all the colleges are MyQuest rated. MyQuest is actually one of the indication on the quality of education. And for SEGI, we have 5-star to 6-star, which is considered as one of the highest. And what are the extra privilege for international students if you study with a 5-star or 6-star colleges? The thing is, for example, if you were to be a SEGI student in future, all right, your privilege is you do not need to get any person to clear you from airport if you show them that you are SEGI students. Yep. If you are not from the institution, which is the MyQuest of 5-star and 6-star, once you reach the international airport, you'll be held at the immigration office, and someone from that institution will have to go and clear you off, pick you up. But being a student from the MyQuest of 5-star and 6-star, you have the privilege to just walk off the immigration counter. Right? That is an extra privilege that you will be enjoying by studying with SEGI. Okay. Okay, so basically this is our student population. We have roughly about 70% of our populations are Malaysian students, and 30% will be from international students. Most of the international students right now are actually pursuing the postgraduate programs and also undergraduates, being degree programs and also master, PhD, and so on. All right, and we have academic strength of 778. And basically, these are compromising of 10% from foreign lecturers as well, which means we are not only providing you exposure on the Malaysian education system, we also invite lecturers from other countries to be part of our education, academic strengths. And we have 614 dedicated staff to support you if one day you are one of our SEGI students. All right. Well, so let me check on the... Right. Okay, so there are 4 key elements that we really believe in and we uphold up to today. The first thing is the quality and recognized program. The first thing that I will talk about is SEGI only offered recognized program. I repeat myself, we only offered recognized program, which means that all our programs are accredited by the relevant government body in your home country, in Malaysia, and also in the international arena. We do not offer non-accredited programs. We do not offer programs that are irrelevant. All the programs that we are offering, especially for the international students, has to be accredited. This is the quality that we are upholding dearly. And we are offering the industry-based curriculum. If the curriculum that we are offering is obsolete in the industry, which means, for example, it will not be used by you all in the future, we don't bother offering. Right? We only offer programs which really will help you garner your career experience in the future. Holistic student experience, which means that we bring things which is not only in terms of scoring your exam, but also enhancing your learning experience within the campus itself. For example, we will normally bring the industrial people to go into the classroom and take over the class because the class is over. For example, you all know brands like Sony. Sony, you all know, right? Right. This kind of big brands, Google, for example, they will be part of your lecturer in your classroom. They will take some of the subjects and they will conduct themselves. Because we do not want you all to only be exposed to what is in the textbook. We want you all to be exposed to what is more relevant to the industry. And of course, last but not least, is affordability. How affordable it can be. Before scholarship, on the average, your tuition fee is about $5,000 per year. And that is before scholarship. If you do well along the line, there are scholarships where we can give you an entire semester waiver. Okay. So these are the accreditation that we have been talking about earlier. So the MyQuest 6 stars, 5 stars, and so the Sitara. And also SEGI is also QS rank, but for the time being is under the relevant of the program that we are offering. And the one of the most aggressive and most, I would say the our program are most relevant to the industry. And we are also ISO certified. I think this one is too technical. I'm not going to keep on this. Okay. So what are the programs that we are offering? All right. We have programs ranging from medicine, dentistry, engineering, optometry, pharmacy, allied health sciences like nursing program, medical lab, occupational safety and health. We have business and accounting, right? Finance, general management, human resource management, marketing management. We have communication like mass communication, right? We have music studies as well, contemporary music, fine arts and drama also, creative arts and design, English and public relations, American degree program, early childhood education, psychology, engineering, technology, law, foundation studies for PRA-U, and also postgraduate program from master all the way up to PhD and DBA. All right, and these are all campuses available for you all to choose, whether you like to be in a Klang Valley location, you like to be in a city center, or you like to go into a tourism island, or even in the Borneo Island. Okay, remember I mentioned that we have all the institutions that are us. These are the institutions that are partnering with SEGI as of now. We have UCLan, University of Central Lancashire, University of Sunderland, University of Greenwich, Troy, which is a state university in America. We have Hertfordshire. We have UC Malaya, right, that are partnering with us. University of London, St. Mark and St. John, York, St. John, and also Cardiff University, which means that through SEGI, you are also able to gain qualification from these various institutions. Some you will get 2 qualifications, one from SEGI, one from their partnership. Some is direct. For example, if you are under the Greenwich program or the Sunderland program, basically your presence in Malaysia is the exact same presence in their home country. You guys will go through the same intake, same module, same cohort. And when you completed your program, you can choose to graduate in Malaysia or even in the respective university. So these are the pathway that you can somehow leverage or refer to. So basically, we allow entries starting from your secondary school qualification, or we call it grade 10. Some of the places we call it O level, all right? But for students who wanted to join a university, you can join as soon as you completed your grade 10 or your year 10, all right? If you are a year 10 qualification, normally you start from foundation program, diploma program, or certificate program. If you are a year 12 graduate SMR, we call it, okay, for some of you may find it familiar, or we call it high school diploma, you'll be commencing from your degree program onwards, right? So that is where you will fall under. Okay. Okay, these are some of the highlights that I would like to talk about the education, how we provide educational support to our students. Basically, if you are one of our students, you do get access to all these learning modules, where, for example, Blackboard, right? You can actually study anywhere, everywhere, at any time. All your lecturers, materials, all the slides, all will be uploaded into the Blackboard, where you can do your own self-refresh. At your own convenience. And also we have Moodles, which is a system catered by our user of Greenwich, where you'll be able to access the same content of what Greenwich is accessing. As a student of SEGI, you'll be able to access at the same time as well. And of course, we have a free library system where you can actually play around, download important information. And on top of that, recently we have launched what we call Metaverse, but we call it a Meta Campus. As a SEGI student, you'll be able to access to something like, I would say, a meta world, where you'll be able to do most of the things that you'll be doing physically here through your phone. For example, attending classes, settling your payments, making appointment with your lecturers, hang out, games. So it's actually moving towards digitalizing your educational experience as well. Okay, these are some of the activities that we conducting before COVID-19. I think someone was not muted. All right. Okay. So SEGI is actually one of the most active institution providing student activities across Malaysia. We do have programs like Speak to Us, psychology students actually organizing roadshows in the malls, getting students to stick to you, getting public to stick to you. We also like to participate in competitions like what you guys are doing right now. We also join events with the Council, Education Council.
Kuwi kok berarti kula seneng.
You must be very excited over there, right?
Mas Iksan, tuas tak resiki, tak berjani kak situ.
Anyone understand that? Anyone can translate to me later? Just raise your hand. I'll come to you later and ask for translation. Right. The slide, please. Slide. The technical error. Yes, my slide is back.
So you can.
No. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, no more echo, right? Not moving. Yeah, it moved again. Okay, yes, scholarship. We do give scholarship and we always give scholarship, right? As long as you can perform in your high school qualification, your secondary school qualification, come to SEGI. We do provide scholarship and we pledge scholarship on a yearly basis. All right. There are something which is not so clear, but these are some of the statistics that we are having for 500.
Recording in progress.
5 times a year. All right. Normally it's January. We have one in April, and then we have now in July, September, and sometimes you have November intake. These are the intakes that we are offering. And if at all that you all wanted to know more about SEGI upon your completion of your program, or even before of the completion of the program, you can always log on to our website. There's a live chat specialist. Tell them what are the programs they're looking for and what will be the financial concern that you will have. And then they will direct you to me and also our team, right, to assist you further in your education inquiries, right? On behalf of SEGI, once again, we would like to thank all of you for taking part in this competition, and we will hope to see you all again in the near future. All right, I'll be opening up the floor for any quick questions. If you have, just raise your hand and yeah, post me your questions. If no, then I'll conclude my presentation today. 1, 2, 3. I assume you guys are shy. All right, thank you so much again. All right, and wish all of you have a great day ahead. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Lee Junho, for the information regarding SEGI University and colleges. So anyone interested, like maybe in future wants to join SEGI University and college, please raise your hand. Angkat tangannya. Yeah, okay. Hopefully to see you guys soon in SEGI. Of SEGI University and college. So, for today's main agenda, we will be listening and learn on product design. Just a little housekeeping before we get started.
Recording in
Engineering,
progress.
a functional monumental sculptor. Also in 1992, he received Silver Award for the National Furniture Design Competition of the National Malaysian chair. And lastly, in 1994, he won a Silver Award for the National Furniture Design Competition TID with the project of market-oriented dining set. He is now appointed as one of the panel of GBA since 2003 until now. So MDC. For all participants, please welcome Mr. Azizi Ahmad, the lecturer of product design from School of Communication and Creative Design, SEGI University and Colleges. To Mr. Azizi, the time is yours.
Hi everyone. Just give me about 5 minutes to set up, because I did not expect it's going to be too early, right? Okay, give me about 5 minutes.
So, since we have 5 minutes to wait for the presentation, right? How about we play a little game? For this, should we play games? I couldn't hear you. Okay, so let's play. Who has played the games of Johnny Said? Everyone, anyone knows that game? Who knows that game? Please stop it, right? Please raise your hand. Anyone knows the game? No? Okay, I will explain the rules. Whenever I say, for example, Johnny said, please raise your hand, you have to raise your hand. But if I say something other than Johnny, for example, Patrick, and you guys don't do anything. Just keep quiet, okay? And then, yeah, let's see who's the winner. Are you up for the challenge? Yes or no? Okay. So are you guys ready? Johnny said, clap your hand. Okay. John said, please raise your hand. I said, John said, I didn't say Johnny. Who's out? Who's out? Okay. So yeah, that's a little game, just a mini game. Okay, is Mr. Azizi ready? Okay, so now let's welcome Mr. Azizi Ahmad. Clap! Yeah.
Okay, hi everyone. All right, I don't have to myself on you already because just now we already I was introduced by OMC. Okay, now I just want to know how many of you here are Indonesian? Can you raise your hand? If majority of you are Indonesian here, I will speak Indonesian. Would that be okay? Right? No? Why? Okay, I will do Dui Bahasa. From Thailand. Oh, okay. So I will speak English partly, and also I will speak in Bahasa. And I cannot speak Thai, so sorry. Okay, I just want to try to make it as fun as possible and as laid back, so that you guys can understand what my presentation is all about. Okay. So invention and innovation. What is the definition of these two? Right? Nope, not working. Oh yeah, now it's working. So in the noun, this is actually from Wikipedia, right? So it is an action of inventing something, typically a process or device. Okay, bermaksud in bahasa untuk mereka bentuk sesuatu dari dalam bentuk proses atau device atau peralatan. Okay, is it clear? Right? So invention is actually a driving force of technological development, which is very important, very crucial for civilization development. Okay, prosperity, that means people prosperity in life, length and quality of life, right? As well as convenience of everyday life of people all over the world depends on technology. So we are all, right now we're using our phone most of the time, right? So you probably would have known where is the phone the one that we are come from, isn't it? Maybe you are not really sure, but those days I remember when I was a small boy, so we will use the dial up. So it's all wired phone, right? The idea of invention was then, we don't know, I don't know. Because I was born, already we have a telephone. So this is actually the one that you are using now, our cell phones and so on, it's already being used after what we call an evolution. So it progresses over time. And that's why a phone, the one that you're using now, like your PDAs and stuff, it is actually, it's not a phone. It's a computer. You understand or not? The computer yang already been compressed and become more compact, and you can access it anywhere. So if this thing happens to exist during my time, I'm going to be very shocked, because this is not because it's too early to even intercept with the current market. Okay, you understand? So what I'm trying to talk now is actually mostly because of the evolution and some definition. We're going to start with the definition first. So invention and the act of bringing ideas or objects together in a novel way to create something that did not exist before. If you look at this is the first, I think the light is not clear, but this is made of wood. All right, so it was invented by the Sumerian Sumerian is the first civilization of the Western culture, Western bloc, right? And it's about 5,000 years ago. And it's actually the first, the purpose of a wheel is actually to make pottery, you know? So pottery is where they will use like a spinning flywheel, and they will put the what you call the ceramic, or what you call the clay, and then they will start to spin it. And this is the first time that people use this device. Is not to actually to wheel a cart wheel or something like that, right? And then it evolved into a wheel that what you see here now, right? So this wheel is actually made for transporting goods and transporting people. And until then, it started to evolve. And until what we have now is the tires that one we use extensively in, as a public transport and your personal transport. And we have two-wheelers, three-wheelers, unicycles, and everything is made of wheels, right? So you can see that the first person who invented probably don't know that it's going to evolve to become something more complex, right? So that is the difference between invention, okay, and because it progresses over time. Okay, this is another one which I wanted to share with you all, because archery is actually, it looks kind of cool, right? Actually, I have one at home. Yeah, I have a compound bow. I love to play it. Yeah, right? Because it's very interesting, right? It projects. But we just go back to the beginning of time and see what evolved around archery. So it actually happens during the Paleolithic period, which is about 7,000 before Christ, 7,000 Masehi, sehingga 10,000 Masehi, until 10,000 years BCE. So if you look at this, they are using, I cannot go back. Can you go back for me? Okay, let me just talk about this. All right. So if you look at here, this is actually a spearhead that discovered between about 200,000 years ago. But this is what we narrowed down to 7,000. So spearhead is first discovered as the tool of human evolution, right? So spearhead is actually, first we use it for hunting, yeah, because this is the time where people don't have a proper farming yet, and most of the devices that people use is actually for hunting. So we are the hunters and gatherers, right? And the first human that exists is what we call this group of people. They are not our modern human, they are what we call the Neanderthals. So they exist early than modern human like what we are now. Okay? So basically, whole human being evolution started about 200,000 years ago. Before that, human does not exist in this planet. No, we did not exist. So we exist only around like 200,000 years ago until to the present. And we evolved. But this is the group of people who are what we call the Neanderthal. They are hominid, but they already been extinct from the civilization, from the earth, about 40,000 years ago, right? But they are the one who are the first hunter. They are the one who start with using spears, because their physique is very small and they are quite stocky to the body. So the only way that they can hunt is through using spears like this, because that their physique is a bit small. But human evolved about 30,000 after that, 30,000 years BC. We start to have a different physique. we have long arms, we have long legs, and we can run very fast. And that's the part where we can also use spears. The Neanderthal, they only use spears to, right? But we use it to throw. So that's the difference between us and the Neanderthal. But another one, what made them extinct is because they are a bit slow. They are a bit slow. Humans are actually very much more intelligent, right? We are more intelligent. And we know how to manipulate. And we know how to trick them, basically. So that's how they, about 30,000 years before that, they extinct because human is the one that slowly gaining over them. And that is how the evolution works. If you are dumb, the clever one will take over your position. So this is actually what okay, sorry. Okay. So this is the basic of life actually. The smart will always become more stronger and more dominant throughout, the time, right? So this is what happened. And we invent what happened is that we did not really use any more the tools of the Neanderthal, which is the use of spears, but we use I'm going to skip this because I already mentioned. So according to Fred Bear is actually the inventor who created this bow bear. If you're familiar with archery, you know a bow bear is a bit different than a compound bow, right? So we is actually the one who discovered fire in the beginning. So we use a bow drill. So this is how we started with making fire. We use bow drill. Bow drill is actually, it looks like a bow, but when you wrap around the cord to a projectile, not projectile, more like the one that will spin around this area here. This is what we call it is not a projectile yet, but actually, if you were to use it over in a motion, so it will create friction and it will create fire, right? So fire was created. Actually, there are a few ways that we can create fire. You can use hand, right? But after that, we innovate. Human evolution, we innovate into this what we call the bow drill, right? So this is what happened now. So this bow is the one that become a real bow. And the projectile is this one, because when you sharp this over time at the edge, at the other end, it will become very thin. Right? So it becomes sharp. So maybe along the way, somebody already discovered that if you were to launch a projectile because of the spring effect of this bow. So that's how the beginning of archery began. And archery, not just that, it also used not just for hunting, as hunters and gatherers already started to create their own city, their commune. So this bow was used as a war tool as well, right? And that's how city rise and fall throughout the year. Okay. So this is actually there's no such if you were to search in the textbook, you can't find the evolution of this archery. You can never find. Okay, you can. But I'm trying to put a hypothesis that what Fred Bear, this guy, mentioned, which it made a lot of sense, right? So now you can see the evolution, like wheels, just now I mentioned earlier, that this one is also mentioned that it also evolved throughout time. Okay? So far you guys okay now? You can understand? Okay, I try my best. All right? Okay. Okay, now we look at best invention. What is the one invention that really makes so much difference to the civilization, the one that we live in right now? Okay, those days around 1468. So this is what we call the Renaissance period. Renaissance means reborn. At one time, Europe was, has a calamity that everybody was suffering from what we call the Dark Ages. Dark Ages happens because of plague, the bubonic plague, and some barbaric invasion from the north. You know those German people, German tribe, the one that drive BMW. They are a barbarian at one time. All right, so they are the one make the whole Europe in total chaos. All right, but after that, after the end of this Renaissance period, the beginning of Renaissance period, people start to cultivate new understanding about education, and not everybody can read and write at this time. So the invention of printing press really makes so much difference, and that's how people know now how to read and write, because automatically when you discover books can be duplicated copies over and over, right? So what it means that more people will learn how to read and write, right? So this is one of the major breakthrough of the invention of this major scale, right? And who knows who this guy is? Nikola Tesla, right? So what is he famous for? Can anybody tell me? Can anybody just raise your hand and tell me what he's famous for? His invention. Our electricity, right? Our electricity, the AC, DC, alternative current, not DC though, but AC, alternative current was invented. He's an engineer by profession, and he invented some sort of like a device that can generate electricity. What you call that? Transformer, we call it, right? Like dynamo. And later that technology was used to create a bigger scale of electric for dams and so on, right? So if not because of Nikola Tesla, and that's why Elon Musk also gave his company name of Nikola Tesla, because he had high respect of this guy. And not just that, he did not care about making money. All he cared about is trying to make human beings live better. That is originally what his true purpose of life. He keep on creating until he died old, but he has no sense of like trying to accumulate wealth or something like that. Okay, but is it good or is it bad? We actually either good or either bad. It's the same thing. Do you know that? Okay, iPhone. You know iPhone, right? You know iPhone. You guess? Okay, who is actually the inventor of iPhone? Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs. It's actually the engineer called Steve Wozniak. Yeah. He's the one who invented the touchscreen iPhone. That's what we know now, right? Steve Wozniak. But he don't have a major scale of marketing program. So he also not, usually people who are engineers or industrial designers, they will work on under the desk. They were just looking at what they know. They don't really meet people and start to do marketing. So basically, we need both people. We need both. Okay. So this is how product evolve. Steve Jobs will do most of his marketing, and he's the one that entrepreneur, but the one that actually do the work is actually behind the screen is his engineer. Right? So in this case, we cannot blame one party. We cannot blame Steve Jobs. We need both in order the world to make the difference, to change the world. Right? So same with Nikola Tesla. I think he struggled. He tried to be the Messiah, try to make the humanity live and prosper. But again, it's more like a sacrificial act, which he in the end destroyed himself. And he always tried to struggle, make it a point to create a free energy for everyone. Right? So this is a very big, what they call contribution if you are going to be an inventor one day, right? So you have to think big. You don't have to be too personal. You have to think big. You understand? So this is another one that you can invent. This is what we call basketball, right? So invented in 1891 by James Naismith. Right. At first, he's actually a physical education teacher, PE teacher, right? But he just don't like, some maybe run here, run there, kind of thing. So what he did is that, okay, I put one basket, so you play, and then you can put the ball in the basket. So that's the beginning of the famous basketball, right? So this is very simple, but sometimes it won't work at certain times where you thought that you are going to create something. Like last time dodgeball, you know what dodgeball, right? Where you just throw at the opponent, right? And Malaysia is one of the top dodgeball team in the world right now. Yeah, right? At one time, people say it's a joke that you create this dodgeball. Now it's becoming a sensational sport, right? And who did not know is the Wright brothers, right? Wright brothers who created the first aeroplane in Kitty Hawk in 1905. So they are brothers who invented this, and now we can travel. So by all this invention, a human being becoming more and more developed all of a sudden. By after that, other people will start to like the invention of jet engine, and the aeroplane now can travel far away. I mean, like not like when they first started with this trial. And if you want to be an inventor, you must also know. Okay, just like you are, football. If you are a motorcyclist, I am a motorcyclist. So I know Rossi, right? So basically, you must know your icon, and you must learn from them. So you look at this guy. He is Yoshiro Nakamatsu. So he has 3,200 inventions under his name. He is one of the top inventors. Yeah. He is actually right now, he's 93 years old. And he already predicted that he's going to live for until 144. Can you imagine that? Right? But yeah, I just Googled today. I just discovered that he has a terminal cancer. I don't know how he must solve that problem. Right, I hope he lives like what he mentioned there is about 144. But if he were to reach 144, he's the longest man or human who ever lived in this world currently, right? So this is one of his, you know what this is? This is the floppy disk. You know, last time, you know, like right now, we use thumb drive, we use external drive, but those days we use this. This is a floppy disk where you copy file and then you just put inside the computer and then you keep it on. So, but it is not as what we have now, only like how many terabytes that we have for a normal terabyte. Those days only few bytes, 32 bytes, which is very small. Only you can put word processing document only that you can put up. But you cannot put picture because the data is very small at that time. But this is actually the breakthrough, right? So that Yoshiro Nakamatsu, he's the one who come up with this idea, floppy disk, and he made a lot of money from that, right? And a lot of things, the one he invented sometimes, you know, to induce sexual pleasure, you know, this kind of thing, during procreation. So I'm not going to reveal those things, but I just want to share with you only the floppy disk, what he invented. All right? Okay, this is another one which is actually very famous, called the Shindogu, or yeah, we were one of the editor who is trying to promote this Shindogu. So if you look at this is actually eye drop. Most people have problems when they use eye drop, when they would just, you know, sometimes miss. Sometimes when they squeeze and then you close your eyes, then, you know, that is a normal problem. So if you can solve this problem by creating a glasses and with a funnel that's stuck to it, so you won't miss your eyes by using the eye drop, right? This is what we call the Shindogu is actually what we call the unusual tool only in Japan. Okay, no other places have this kind of design, right? And then they also have the girl, you know, with only the girl's leg that look like a pillow, one that you can put a head and then you can sleep, right? So sometimes this is for lonely men. Lonely men, you know, pathetic lonely men who need a woman's, yeah, so that's why. But it's okay. Anything that can sell, why not? Right. Okay, so yeah, so this is for some of the unusual tools, or what we call the Shindogu. And this is another one, you can see. This one you will wear the pillow. That means you can wake up anytime and you can walk around your house and then you can fall asleep anywhere you want. So the pillow will stick there. So it's kind of cool, I would say. Right? This one is a mop. You know, a baby can crawl, or rather they didn't crawl for nothing. Might as well you put something on their, so that they can mop the floor at the same time. Right, so this is kind of crazy ideas, but it is an idea, right? No matter what. So this is, yeah, sometimes when if you have a situation where you have a very heavy runny nose, you have a flu, sometimes one box of tissue that you have to carry along is very hard, you know, sometimes. Might as well you mount it on the head. Right. So this is a bit weird, but yes, you can find this in Japan. And people do sell this actually. And this one is an upside down umbrella. You can see here, actually the light is a bit too bright here. But it's actually to funnel down the rainwater and then so that you can store it in a tank. Yeah. So it has double application to it, right? So it's not just simply protect you from the weather, from the wet, what they call condition, but it can also store water, right? And this one is actually you sometimes some situation where you when you eat your everybody, if you were to eat noodles, especially when you slurp it up inside your mouth, right? And then the water will simply, or the sauce will simply splash all over your face, or it will drip down to your shirt or your what you're wearing. So I think most people find this a bit problematic. So that's why you can come up with this kind of simple shade, the one that you can wear on your face. Right. And this one is actually another one where you can see that every time we hot noodles when we scoop with the chopstick, right? Or you can use any other utensil, doesn't matter. But we usually would blow it because we want to cool it down, right? But what if we put what they call this, a small fan that can cool it down, right? So no matter what, like I mentioned just now, this is one of the practical ideas that make a lot of sense. It's just that it probably would not reach a global market, to be honest, but it does make a lot of sense, isn't it? You can look at here. This is the toothbrush that go, our teeth is actually that we have the upper teeth and we have the lower teeth, which is actually about the same what they call same coordinate, right? But what if we come out with a toothbrush that have two-way that can brush up and down at the same time? Isn't it? So it works, right? But usually we never thought about it, right? We always thought about we on this side, and we turn it, right? Sometimes we do like that, right? So this is what the Japanese are thinking. So this is the creative process that everyone should at least look at it, and this is how we what they call the development of human being probably. One day, maybe everybody will start to use it. You never know, right? And this is like an umbrella, but it's just a hoodie that you can just put up on your head. Okay? So it does, this one actually exists. You can buy in Shopee. Yeah, you can buy in Shopee. So which is another way of using the devices that what you think about, like umbrellas and so on. Okay, once all these ideas is based on what we call a problem. And this is what you are trying to solve the idea. So we have problems, like I mentioned just now, rain and how we eat the noodles, right? And there's a need for a solution, right? So usually I don't have a proper what we call mind mapping, what we call a mind mapping, right? So actually was invented by Tony Buzan, okay, in the early 80s, how you can mind map your ideas, right? So this is actually like I just put up here the global warming, and you can actually branch out, okay, to learn or learn more. Okay, you don't fly, you have to use less carbon emission cars. And then for home appliances, you have to use less electricity. So this is what we call a branch out of a mind map. Okay? So I think everybody should. You cannot just simply discover things out of accidental. You must plan. And this is how creative thinking evolved. Right? Creative thinking evolved around what we call this mind map. It is possible, right? In fact, I use this theory for my students, where they will use mind mapping in order for them to really search for every possible solution to the problem. Okay, another one, for instance, like I'm going to share you is Bauhaus. Bauhaus is one of the first design education in the world, one of the first modern, where the people there, the students there, they are very wild in terms of their ideation. And not just that, their lecturers also participate with their students very well, right? And they are the one, after Nazi Germany take over, Germany at that time, they moved to US. That's why USA has all the advantage of design until to this very day, right? But I'm not going to talk about that. I just want to talk about only one thing that they can also manipulate the use of ideas in terms of material-wise, to come up with new product. Okay. So this is what they discovered those days. This is already existed. A bicycle. So what can we do? When they look at bicycle, right? When they look at bicycle, they was like, okay, we can bend it. We can make it into something different. So what if we do it a chair? Can we do a chair? Yes, that's how they come up with this, what we call the cantilever chair. So the original idea is the cantilever is actually based on metal bicycle. So only the pipe, okay, the tube, they use it to make a chair. And this chair, if you know, it's an old design, but until today it looks like modern, isn't it? Right. So this is what we call the evergreen design. Until today, you can find all this chair, but now instead of using using rattan and cushion, they only use leather and they modify it in such a way. But this design is still exists to this very day. You know, it's about 1930s, right? The concept is this is how people talk about design. So it is the use of material that can change the product. Okay, the product must not be static, because those days, around this time, 1930s, most chairs and like what you see here are made of wood. Like the front here, right? It's made of wood. Okay. So because wood has a certain lifespan, but if you change it to a metal, so it looks nice, it looks very minimalist. At the same time, it's also comfortable and very lightweight, not as heavy as this normal chair. Get it? So this is the contribution of just by looking at what kind of alternatives that you can do to change only the material, the other products, the one that you can, reuse for a new design. Okay, another one is pattern. I guess, did any one of you know what is pattern? You know what pattern is? Pattern pending or whatever they call it. Right? So pattern is actually, once you come up with your design or you come up with your invention or whatever that you manage to generate the idea, it's actually the next stage it's actually for you to patent it. Right? Patent means a legal document that gives you the ownership of that particular design. Right? So last time I remember, okay, actually I was from Sirim Berhad. Sirim is a standard and industrial research institute of Malaysia, right? I designed this, just now our MC mentioned that I designed this silo underground garbage disposal system. Okay? Okay, I designed it, what is about in my early 90s. And then actually I'm no longer work with Sirim. I only work in Sirim about 5 years, and then I go to Kumpulan Gatri. And that is where I participate in a competition. And I use the word silo is actually to make it underground. Right. So yeah, the whole idea is to see the progress of evolution, so that next time there's no man or that carry the garbage anymore. Everything will be mechanized. Maybe a truck that complete with what you call a vacuum system that can just suck everything from underground, right? So what I did is that when I discovered that this silo, right, so underground garbage disposal system, I was like, wow, this is a breakthrough. Right, I said, wow, no one has ever done this kind of thing before. Wow, this is something. So what I did is that I go to the research, the standard, to check the pattern office. Actually, everybody can, I don't know whether in Indonesia or in your country, in Thailand, you have the standard industrial research where you can check the pattern. Can you yeah, okay. I think it's same here. So what I did is that I go to the pattern office and check first. Those days, we don't have online checking, everything you have to go to the film, and then you have to take one spool of the film based on the index, and then you just switch it on, and then you have to go through and then there, whatever that you want. And then I discovered somebody has already come up with that design in the early 60s. I was already in my 90s. I was like 40 years to 30 years, in advance, people already come up with that design. But I just keep quiet. That's why I won the competition. Because if I were to tell them, it's not genuine already, right? So I need to keep quiet. So that's how I managed to win the competition for this silo garbage. Actually, pattern is one thing. When you come up with an invention or whatever devices, you must make sure all the details are there. You must really think about all the details. And then you have to write a description on whatever that you are inventing, right? And then that's how they will process your submission. So usually it will take a few years. So it will like circle the globe. You have to check every country whether this thing has already been. So usually a patent office is the lawyer office who conduct this kind of patent search, right? But those were the days. I don't know now. Maybe we have online stuff, online checking, and it's much faster, the process now, right? And not just that. When I go there, I discover a lot of invention that is there, but nobody touch it. So which means sometimes you can send to the patent office for registration, but it depends, it will be there forever. Because the creation may not be very useful for market. Actually, if any one of you want to be an entrepreneur to push out new design, you can go to the patent office and check on the details. And you can also buy the design or the invention, right? So if you manage to get the contact of the invention or whatnot, you can just simply contact the designer or the inventor, and this is how you can do some transaction. Either you buy or the right of the design or the invention, or you just can pay a royalty. So that is the reason why people invent like those Japanese Yoshiro Nakamatsu. right? He may create 3,200 invention, but which one, the one that people buy, is actually the one that really makes him rich, right? So either they buy or the override it, or they just pay you some of the royalty, right? Yeah, I guess this is all we have. So any question? Anybody wants to ask me anything regarding history? I'm a history freak actually. Right? Okay, okay, I just want to share with you. Okay, now I need some assistance from, I need some assistance. Who can assist me? Okay, I have with me here now a velocity. You may wonder what the hell is in this box now. Okay, it's called velocity. This is the first attempt. This is actually the one that me and my students, we are working on this project. It's actually for MIID competition, and it won the first prize actually, right? Because you know, if you go to IKEA, right? You go to IKEA. Most of the DIY one, you have to use screw. You have to use, you know, your tool in order for you to reconstruct back the knockdown unit, right? You have to reconstruct the knockdown unit. No one has ever come up with something totally different. So I'm using Velcro. I'm using Velcro and a zipper. That's it. To come up with a table. Right. So that is a bit totally out of this. Okay, out of this world kind of thing. Okay, I need at least one person to assist me. May I have a volunteer? Yes, come. So we're gonna try to construct this. Yeah? Okay, I just wanna sit down first. Okay, I'm. Either top, really, like here, not saying one, two, three, four, five, six, this is yeah. Did you hear just now what I'm trying to say? Is it clear, right? Okay. There you go. So you got a paper, right? So it did not use any screws, it only use Velcro, and you can sit on it actually, because it's quite hard, right? And and you can also push it because there's a caster wheel at the bottom there. And actually, there's another piece which I have not really put up. If you look at this design is actually meant for you to put as a cooler. Can use this is actually to as like what they call to make thermal to make it like maintain the temperature whether it's chill or hot, right? And it's actually to cover this part, which is I have to fix it on, but I don't really have the time to do it. But essentially, you can use it, right? So, you can see the zippers. Right. So if you want to come up with something, a development, so you must try to do something that no one has ever done before, right? So this is one of the best examples showing you guys. And you can also use this for serving tray, right? Where you can bring your drinks or whatever, and then you can just simply put here, and it become a standalone center for tables. And not just that, you can also put other things here, your cakes or cookies or whatnot, whereby it's I think it's one of the simplest ideas, but I think innovative enough, right? So this is what I want all of you to embrace, to at least try, okay, in the future when you want to think of something innovative to do. So you have to think about what that people have never done before, right? So this is the best way for you to come up with ideas. Yeah, I guess that's all for today. Our demos. Any question before we go? No question? All right. Thanks, guys.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Azizi Ahmad. It's actually a great invention right there. Do you agree, guys? Yes, yes. Are you guys sleeping? Because I saw some of you guys are sleeping right now. Wake up. Please you wake your friends up there. Okay. Bangun, bangun. Yes. Okay. You guys okay? We can proceed to the next agenda? Yes or no? Yes, all right. So, before we start our inventor talk, we would like to show the video of International Science and Invention Fair, ISIF promotional video. Please have a look.
Di Belia Indonesia, sekarang saya ada di Belia Indonesia, sekarang saya ada di SEGI University Kota Damansara, Malaysia. Indonesian Young Scientists Association bekerjasama dengan SEGI University mengadakan event World Invention Competition and Exhibition 2022. Bagi kalian yang ingin mengikuti event ini di tahun depan, kami dari IYSA memberikan 1 golden ticket fully funded meliputi gratis pembiayaan tiket pesawat, hotel dan lain-lain untuk berkompetisi di tempat ini tahun 2023. Tapi ada syaratnya, apa itu? Kalian harus mengikuti event ISIF 2022 yang akan diselenggarakan di Bali. Bagi kalian yang beruntung, kalian akan mendapatkan golden ticket menuju Malaysia ke kota Damansara secara gratis pada event WICE 2023 tahun depan. Sampai berjumpa di Malaysia.
Okay. Next, I would like to invite presenters from Suraliwat School and Suranari University of Technology to talk about the development of an application for cassava disease detection. To the presenters, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am delighted to be here today to present our project, the development of an application for cassava disease detection. My name is Kolawi Kontat, and our group consists of Pemika Kakai and Volalitai Hutawas. I am gladly answer all of your questions at the end. I have divided the presentation into 6 main parts. Let's start with an introduction. Cassava is one of the important industrial crops of Thailand. There are many uses of cassava, such as turning into raw material in various industries, including energy industry and food industry. However, growing cassava may have disease outbreak in plant, and it may cause further damage to the product and cause farmers to lose income. In addition, Certain diseases may have similar characteristics that may cause confusion to the farmer and may have the wrong care. Nowadays, artificial intelligence has increasingly important role in human daily life by helping and reduce the burden of the human work. One of the artificial intelligence is that being clearly study is image classification. So this study, this project is creating an application for helping classify cassava disease, and also it can give the information to take care of the cassava disease too. Next, the objectives. First, to study augmentation and transfer learning. Second, to develop an efficient neural network model to fix problems caused by photographing image. Third, to help farmers and those interested in cassava population to detect cassava disease accurately and quickly. And the last, to provide farmers and the public the information and methods of treating cassava that are accurate and quick. Next, the methodology. We have divided the methodology into two parts. The first part is creating a model to detect cassava disease by using Python language in Google Laboratory. And the second part is developing a mobile application by using Java language in Android Studio. Let's move to the first part, creating a model. First, preparing the cassava image. There are 1,089 images from iCassava 2019 on Kaggle.com. 316 images are healthy class and 773 images are cassava green mine class, or I will call CPM. Second part is dividing dataset into three parts: train, validate, and test with ratio 7:2:1. Third, using image augmentation. We use IMG AUG, one of the library for image augmentation, to increase the dataset. The augmentation technique that we use including Gaussian blur, average blur, motion blur, rotate, flip LR, shear, and clip side by side. Fourth, creating a model. We use transfer learning mobile net into model with Adam optimizer with learning rate of 0.00001 and categorical possibility as the loss function. With training the model, we train the model for 32 websites and 100, 150, and 200 epochs to compare the accuracy and recall of the model. The second part is developing an application. First, we design application in Figma, and the second, we download Android Studio to create the application. And the last, we export the model that we have trained into CFLI file and then put into the application. Now, let's turn to the result. After training the model, we use test data to test the model. The result is shown in the form of completion metric, the table that describes the performance of the model. The accuracy, we show the proportion of prediction model got right, and recall, which indicates the proportion of actual positive that were identified correctly, are metrics that we use to evaluate the model. This table shows that when we train model for 200 epochs, you will get the highest accuracy for 0.9182 and the highest record of Tesla greenite for 0.94. This is the conclusion metric of the result of the model, which was trained for 200 epochs. Next discussion. This graph a learning curve which gives an idea about how model learn. The first line graph shows the relationship between accuracy and epoch, and the second line graph shows the relationship between loss and epoch. Therefore, this graph proves that the model is accurate fitting, which can be used in real-life scenario. In the future work, we will finishing developing mobile applications and publish online. Furthermore, we will study improving model accuracy and study multi-pass classification. And these are our user interface of an application that we will create in Figma. Lastly, I want to highly appreciate Science Classroom in University Affiliated School under Sulanali University of Technology and Sulawesi School, Sulanali University of Technology for their support. Thank you for your attention.
Is there any question for this presentation? No? No? Okay, give a round of applause. All right. Are you guys still here? Yes? Okay, good. Now, I would like to invite our next presenter from College Genius atau Pintar Negara and University Kebangsaan Malaysia to give their talk on smart automated farming. To the presenters, the floor is yours. Put your hand, guys.
Good afternoon to everyone, and welcome to Malaysia on behalf of Malaysia. And we're representing Smart Automated Farming for WICE 2022. And yes, so let's introduce our team. Hello and a very good afternoon to everyone.
We are presenting smart automated farming from Malaysia. So we'll start by introducing our team. Okay, so let's start by introducing our team. I'm Ling Xin Wei, the team leader of Team SAS, and
I'm Amelia. And hi, I'm Farah.
and that is our mentor, Cikgu Faizatul. So thanks Pusat Jenis at Bintang Negara from University Kebangsaan Malaysia, the National University of Malaysia, and Permata Robotics Club for supporting us for this event, I guess. So where do we come from? We came from College Jenis at Bintang Negara. College Jenis Bintang Negara, UKM, which stands for National University of Malaysia, is the first special program in Malaysia for students with high natural intellectual potential. UKM has been entrusted to implement this program since January 2011. So let's start with our project. Okay,
So our project starts with problems. So the first problem is when you go to the supermarket, right? Then you go to the vegetable section. What you find? The organic vegetable is so expensive, right? So because of that, we create a solution to that. Then the productivity. You know that the land of agriculture is now decreasing as we human has increasing the population, and also the employment in agriculture is also decreasing because of people rather do other works than going to agriculture field. You see, in this, the agriculture value added per worker is increasing, but people employment in agriculture is decreasing. So that's why our agriculture product is expensive and pricier by each year. Okay, so since there are so many problems right now, we want to find a solution, right? So here we propose our solution. Our invention mixes two concepts of farming, which is aeroponics, which is the concept is growing without soil in a mixed environment, and also aquaponics, which is a mixture between aquaculture, which is raising fish in a controlled environment, and also phonics, which is growing plants without soil. So as you can see, both of them have really good advantages, which is aeroponics uses organic fertilizer, the water cost is reduced, and for aquaponics, it is in fast growth rate, and it is also easier to maintain. However, for aeroponics, it only allows us to grow a limited amount of crop, and also for aquaponics, it is more technologically based. So when we decided to mix both of them, we came out with this, which is smart automated farming. So it starts with the bottom layer and to the second layer and onto the top. So these are the components inside of our system, the main components inside. And so in our system, we can farm plants in neutral pH, which is like radishes, cabbages, common house plants, and also the aeroponic and aquaponic plants. And also, since they are both, which is aquaponic and also aeroponic, it allows us to raise fish such as freshwater fishes as tilapia carp.
So we have the concept in mind. We have what should we solve, what is the problem we're solving, and all the concept, all the drawings we're seeing just now. But the real part is how we're going to invent the thing out since it's an invention competition. So we will start with the building process. Okay, start looking at this project concept, which we do before we start our project. We see there's a lot of things we need to implement, right? As we keep on developing and developing, we found more and more potential in our project that later we add on. So start with the first component. Okay, look at the bottom part. This is what makes the plant healthier. As you can see just now, we have aquaponic and aeroponic. Both of them are combined in this. So the water pump will pump the water and use the fish waste as an organic fertilizer, and it will spray only to the roots of the plant. And that completes aeroponic and aquaponic both in one. So how are we going to build it? Okay, let's see. Three of those are the components that we actually built out and presented yesterday. So we start with the first one. This is the water tank. This is the water tank that we are planning to put fish inside it. As we say, I got tilapia carp. And the water pump right there will pump the pipe all the way up to the second layer here. So the water pipe will spray the roots of the plant, and the water will then be dropped down again because of, well, gravity, right? It dropped down again back to the water tank. So no water will be wasted. And then it will go through a filtration layer, so there will also no pollution in the water. And the third component in the bottom layer is the automatic fish feeder. So we can program it in a certain time so that you can feed the fish whenever it's needed, and there's a water level sensor there also to prevent any evaporation causing damage to the fish health. And this basically sums up the bottom part. The middle part, this is where we make the project automated. So just now we already make it healthy. But our project title is Smart Automated Farming. What makes it autonomous? Let's see. So after we plant a plant, we need to take care of it. So just now we already take care of it. It has the water, the fertilizers. But after we plant them, what is the next step? We need to harvest them. So that's the harvesting robot. So let's see how it works. So once the plant goes to a certain height, the robot will then height and start harvesting the robot. It goes, it grabs the plant, it will collect it up. So you cannot just leave it there, right? You need to storage. So you continue growing, and nothing. Put it in this right here. After they release the plant into the leaf, it will then go down. It goes. In the storage box, you'll receive the plant. Okay. Then the leaf will go back up after the release. So it's got to close again to ensure no anything will hurt the plant. So this is basically what is the harvesting machine of our autonomous robot. As we program it ourselves, and it's kind of hard work to do. And the next feature is, okay, in Indonesia, Thailand, or maybe Malaysia also, there's a monsoon season, right? Wind, rain, everything that hurts the plant. They will hurt the plant and maybe like cause damage to agriculture. So how do we prevent that? As you can see here, simulate the wind energy using a gyro sensor. Once the wind is strong enough and push the gyro sensor away, the plant power will drop down all the way until the wind is gone and the gyro sensor is static. Plant power then flip back up to let the plant receive the natural sunlight.
Okay, next to the top part. So we have two things here, which is the UV light. You know, when our plant using photosynthesis process, right, to be grown. But what happened in the night time? Of course, in daylight we have a sun. It can do photosynthesis like normal, but in nighttime there is no sunlight. So to continue the photosynthesis process, we use blue light. We insulate the like time with our hand, and then the blue light will open up. Then next, there's right now we're using a like full system using a solar energy, which is a renewable energy. And our solar panel right now is a static solar panel. So if the solar panel is static, what happens if the sun moves opposite direction of the solar panel? The solar energy we harvest will reduce significantly, right? So to like solve the problem, we create a solar tracker. See that? It tracks the movement of the sun. So we can follow the sun any direction. That's how we can maximize the full potential of the solar panel. So at the left side is our like original idea, but like with the times we create the idea, we have like new idea coming out. So that's the final result. There's a harvesting machine, there's a seedling system, there's storage box. So that's our project. Now, after hearing our project, how it's built, the problems you want to solve, here we bring to you the benefits and also the scientific reasoning behind our project. So, as you can see, there's so many benefits. We start off with the organic fertilizer. It ensures that crops are 100% organic, and since there's no soil, it also helps to eliminate the problem of soil diseases. As our system is automated, it reduces manual labor. That is also one of the main problems of why the agriculture industry is in a lot of problems right now. So next, since we use solar energy by our solar tracker, it helps conserve the Earth's depleting resources. It is also an all-in-one application, which means low budget but high return. Also, as I said, faster and efficient, and increase productivity leads to better results. So while creating this project in mind, we also thought about the scientific aspects of it. So one of it is fish waste as organic fertilizer. So it undergoes a process called nitrification. As we fed the fish, it will excrete waste, right? So from that waste, there's ammonium compounds inside it. It's then oxidized into nitrites. As you can see here, the process, nitrites by microbes, which are nitrifying bacteria. So from that process, H+ ions are also produced. So on to the second phase of the nitrification process. Microbes, which is the nitrifying bacteria, will oxidize to nitrites into nitrates. So why did we make nitrates as our final product? Nitrates are an essential compound in plant growth. Also, so the next, you can see that we also include UV light, right? So this UV light, we found out that through our extensive research, plant grows best in blue light. First, why we said that is because it uses as an alternative if there's not enough sunlight, so to allow it to continue the process of photosynthesis in the dark. Also, it regulates the opening of the stomata, which helps the plant to absorb more blue light and increase the rate of photosynthesis.
Okay, so that's all for our project. And yes, that's all for our project. And if there's any question about robotics, I guess. You want? Okay. Thank you. Welcome to Malaysia.
All right. Is there any question for this group? No question? Are you guys still okay? Yes? No? Okay. If you're okay, show thumbs up. Okay. One more presentation to go. Okay, guys? One more. One more. Okay. Last but not least, I would like to invite our presenter from SMAN 2 Palangkaraya to give a talk on their presentation. To SMAN 2 Palangkaraya, the floor is yours. Give a round of applause, guys. So, hello, the honorable adjudicators. My name is Kezia, and my teammate, Elinia, Niali Sezia, and Laurian. We are from Senior High School 2 of Palangkaraya, Central Kalimantan. We would like to present our research entitled Gamma Isinasa Bicola Momoferum Covera Chimbonardus, GNBMC 2. Before, I want to tell you about our ethical clearance, or we say it's called the ethic. This is our, thank you. First, I will tell about the introduction. Indonesia as an agricultural country relies on the agricultural sector as the foundation of people's life. Agricultural products such as beef, rice, maize, chilies, and others are favorite commodities grown by farmers, widely because they are the main food and convenient for the Indonesian people. The increasing population of Indonesia inevitably demands an increase in the agricultural products to meet the need of food. As seen in any other business, you will definitely experience obstacles as well as in the production of agricultural products. Farmers experience various obstacles in obtaining optimal production results, one of which is the disturbance of land path, OPP. Another agricultural problem is the lack of fertility of the soil, especially in central Kalimantan, where the soil is peatland and considered infertile. Therefore, from the above problems, researchers are interested in creating a multifunctional product made from natural ingredients, which are chicken egg cells, banana sap, cinnamon, and old coconut water, babadatan leaves. The 5 natural ingredients will later be collaborate and ferment using the microbes Lactobacillus sp, Rhodostodomonas sp, Antimoscitus sp, Streptomyces sp, and Saccharomyces sp. This product will be in the form of flour, pasta, and liquid spray, which is called Gamma Isinasa Bicola Momoferum Covera Chimbonardus GNBMC2, as a whiteflies repellent and exterminator, and to increase the growth of dicotyledons and monocotyledons plant seeds in peatland. Next to Elinia. The objective of this research, first, to determine the efficiency and effectiveness of durability and killing power of GNBMC2 against whitefly. Second, knowing the active compound GNBMC2 which is toxic to whitefly. Third, knowing the mechanism of action of GNBMC2 in expanding and eradicating whitefly. Fourth, knowing the potential of GNBMC2 in liquid phase to increase the growth of dicotyledonous and monocotyledonous plant seeds on seed soil. Fifth, to know the comparison of the NBM System of efficiency and effectiveness in liquid phase to increase the growth of dicotyledonous and monocotyledonous planted on seed soil. 6. To know the pH of seed soil after being given treatment of the NBM System. 7. To know the factors that affect the growth of dicotyledonous and monocotyledonous planted on seed soil treated with the NBM System. 11. To know the another advantage of the NBM System product. Material and method. This research was descriptive experimental with proposing sampling. In this research, the research used 8 treatments and 20 replications for replanning an exterminator, which is called be seen as follows. This is our research design of the ambient system of replication and extermination against whiteflies. This is our notes. Negative control, positive control, T1, 50% concentration of fermentation Isil, T2, 50% concentration of fermentation banana extract, T3, 50% concentration of fermentation cinnamon, T4, 50% concentration of fermented coconut water, T5, 50% concentration of fermented babadotan leaf. T6, 50% concentration of fermented collaboration of Isil, banana sap, cinnamon, coconut water, and babadotan leaf. Material and method. Well, the test for the potential of the ambient system as a fertilizer to increase the growth of dicotyledonous and monocotyledonous plants. There were 7 treatments and 7 replications as shown below. This is our research tablet. Sorry. This is our note. Negative control, positive control, 50% concentration of chemical insecticide, 10% of concentration of fermented Excel, 10% of concentration of fermented banana sap, 10% of concentration of fermentation cinnamon, 10% of concentration of fermented coconut water, 10% of concentration of fermented babadotan leaf. Day. And next, retreat. Experimental result. Figure 1. The efficiency graph of GMBMC2 in leveling wet press. The result of figure 1 show that the recent was of bitumen in the treatment so that the most efficiency result as wet fly repellent were T plus and T6. Figure 2, histogram of the effectiveness of GMBMC2 in resin wet press. The result of figure 2 shows the treatment of T plus T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, and T6 in accordance with the criteria for susceptibility as an insecticide according to WHO was included in the susceptibility status of wet press. People with 100% resistance, however, when viewed from the time and the number of wet press, the acronym T plus and T6. It was the most effective treatment and wet press treatment. Figure 3, the efficiency graph of GMBMC2 in experimenting wet press. The result of figure 3 shows the exterminator ability was obtained in treatment, so that the most efficient
result as a wet plant insecticide was T6. Figure 4, histogram of GMBMC2, effectiveness in exterminating wet plant. The result of figure 4 show that the treatment of T plus, T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, and T6 in accordance with the criteria for susceptibility and in insecticide according to WHO was included in susceptibility status as a wet plant. Repellent weight 100%. Recently, however, when viewed from the time and the number of wet plants and afforded T plus and T6, it was the most effective treatment wet plant repellent. Figure 5, histogram of the average height of green pest, Dicotyledonous, with GMBMC2 liquid fertilizer. The result of figure 5 shows the average insect in the ground of the green pest until the step they will obtain in the T0, 1.3 until 1.8 centimeter, T1, 1.5 until 4.1 centimeter, T2, 1.3 until 3.9 centimeter, T3, 1.3 until 3.2 centimeter, T4, 1.2 until 4.7 centimeter, T5, 1.4 until 3.3 centimeter, and T6, 1.2 until 5 until 0.1 centimeter. So that the most efficient as fertilizer on plain west T6. Figure 6, histogram of average height of green pest, dicotyledon, with weight GMBMC2 solid fertilizer. This figure 6, histogram of average height of green pest, dicotyledon, with GMBMC2 solid fertilizer. The result of figure 6 shows the average increase in the green pest growth until the step they were obtained in treatment, so that the most effective yield of fertilizer of plant was T6. Figure 7, histogram of the average height of maize monocotyledon with GMBMC2 liquid fertilizer. The result of figure 7 show that the average increase in the growth of maize plant until the shape they were obtained in the treatment, so that the most effective yield of fertilizer on pest soil in T6. Figure 8, histogram of the average height of maize monocotyledon with GMBMC2 solid fertilizer. The result of figure 8 shows the average increase in maize growth until the set of bending in the treatment, so that the most effective yield as ever fertilizer on playlist with T6. Figure 9, pH of peatland soil before GMBMC2 treatment, T6 treatment. Figure 9, so that the average pH Before treatment, so the pH of the soil was not very good or intensely. And the last, figure 10. Figure 10, pH of peatland soil before GMBMC2 treatment, T6 treatment. Figure 10 shows the average pH after treatment. So the pH of the soil was very good on or fertility. Next.
This is our products. This is the spray. This is the pasta, and that one is the organic natural flour. And next, we said about the conclusion.
Conclusion. The results showed that GMBMC2 physics treatment was the most efficient in repelling whiteflies and was effective as an insecticide with susceptibility criteria according to WHO, include in the vulnerable status as whiteflies repelled with 100% resistance percentage. The results showed that the GMBMC2 physics treatment was the most efficient in exterminating whiteflies, namely and effective as an insecticide with susceptibility criteria according to WHO, include in the susceptibility status as whiteflies exterminator with 100%. The active compound of GMBMC2 were toxic to calcium whiteflies, alkaloids, tannins, saponins, and essential oils. The work mechanism of GMBMC2 refers and exterminate whiteflies through the cuticle and through the respiratory system, where the test animal come in direct contact with the spray-based insecticide. The death mechanism of the test animal was caused by target site of the insecticide attacking the GABA receptor, so that it disturbs the nervous system of the test animals, causing paralysis to them. GMBMC2 had the potential to be applied directly to agricultural land attacked by whiteflies by obtaining the result of the repellent and exterminator ability, which was 100% and included in the vulnerable status. GMBMC2 had the potential to be a fertilizer in peatland by obtaining the most effective treatment for dicotyledonous plants. Physics GMBMC2 in liquid form with an average stem length of green fish 1.2 until 5.1 centimeter and T6 solid or pasta with an average stem length of 1.2 until 5.7 centimeter. GMBMC2 had the potential to be used as fertilizer and in peatland by obtaining the most effective treatment for monocotyledonous plants. T6 GMBMC2 in liquid form with an average length of maize stalk was 2.3 until 8 centimeter. T6 GMBMC2 solid or pasta, the average length of maize stalk was 2.3 until 8.8 centimeter. The results showed that GMBMC2 was more efficient and effective on monocotyledonous seedlings, while its effect on dicotyledonous seedlings was quite slow. The pH of peatland before being treated with GMBMC2 obtained the low soil pH on the 7 replication with 2.3, which was very bad or infertile. While the pH of the peat soil after being treated with GMBMC2, it was found that the soil pH had increased in the 7 replication with 7.5, which was very good or fertile. Factors that affect the growth of dicotyledonous and monocotyledonous plant seedlings in peatland treated with GMBMC2 were sunlight, pH, and water content. And last, Exist could improve the quality of soil structure, improve the soil fertility in a sustainable manner, and increase the population as an absorbent for heavy metals in peatland and the activity of microorganisms, which was very beneficial for the availability of soil nutrients, function as a cofactor for enzyme formation, accelerate metabolism as a preservative, and which could grow food. Next, Asia.
Okay, I think you guys are still asking what is the NBM System? So the NBM-C2 is a fermented product that has the effect of refilling and killing agricultural fats, especially white fly. Besides that, these fats can also be used as fertilizer for dicotyledons and monocote plants.
That's all from us. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you to the presenter from SMA and Dua Palangkaraya for a wonderful talk. So is there anyone have questions to this group? No? Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
By that, apparently our webinar and inventor talk has come to an end. Hopefully, we will meet again tomorrow on the awarding ceremony. My name is Shafika, and I would like to say thank you for attending this webinar and inventor talk with us until the end of this event. And I would like to apologize of any discomfort caused by us. Nice evening to everyone, and thank you. Offline participants may remain seated as we will be having SEGI campus tour in a short moment. Thank you.